Out today. We talked about an identity win in the locker room there, and that's what it was. It was a little bit of everybody pulling the rope in the same direction. Defense continues to be really consistent in what they're doing. Had some opportunities that got us off the field today, which was really good. Offense, we continue to grind it on the ground. That's kind of who we are right now. Limited us a little bit with the weather, throwing it based on what we were able to do, game plan wise. But thought our defense was playing really good, so wanted to put us in a good situation. Kalen LeBourne continues to grind it away. O-line just kind of found a way to get it done today. The most beautiful win we've ever had. And this gives us the opportunity to go back to the drawing board. A lot of things we got to get cleaned up. Every game has that. But I thought today was really good.
Hey, Coach, we saw Columbia obviously not return in that second half. Do you have any updates on that?
Yeah, no, he could have, but we thought with where we were, what we were going to be doing, that was best to just leave Cam in. But he could have came back. Actually, he wanted to come back, and I told him, no, there's no need for what we're doing. If we were going to have to go down and win a drive, then you got to make a decision. But we thought, the way we were doing it, handing it off, kind of grinding it out to get the game, moving along, it was best to just keep him out.
And then Owen Porter, 2 sacks, and Stephen Gilmore, 2 interceptions. You've talked about the defense. Just how awesome have those two especially been so far?
Yeah, I think when you got a good defense, you got a chance. And our defense has been good and consistent. We got to continue to build on that. But those two guys are just, we talk about Owen Porter again being, the model citizen of what Marshall looks like. Not that they all look like Owen, but a guy from here in West Virginia that cares about this place, cares about this school, plays hard, and good things happen when you play hard. And he's one of those guys that plays hard. Again, Stephen Gilmore, another guy. People have been going at Micah's side the last couple of weeks. And he's kind of just been being patient. And his opportunity showed up today and did a really good job.
Coach, that third quarter you come out, nice drop down the field. Cam hit that big pass over the middle. How much did that kind of let the defense exhale a little bit, because it didn't look like they were going to be able to score?
Yeah, no, I think our defense, we talked about it. Our defense and our philosophy is defense, you go out and stop them. Offense, you go out and score. And you really can't control, what happens, on the other side of the ball. All you can do is encourage and motivate. But I did think, obviously, it was a good opportunity for, to get a momentum going for the offense. When you're limited throwing the ball, based on the conditions, it kind of feels like you're just kind of trudging through the mud, but you got to be patient. And I think you saw as the game went on, LeBourne, AJ, and the O-line started to grind it out. And that's what you got to do in these type of games. I'm glad our team was able to experience this because we may need it down the road. I think it's a great learning experience. But it was really good that defense, stayed consistent and the offense found a way. Really good day for, everybody. All special teams did a really good job of flipping the field, making it difficult for Gardner-Webb to go down and, move the ball. So great team win. Great team win.
How do you prevent from being yourself, like after Gilmore's first interception, 15-yard penalty, brings you midfield, targeting penalty, when they're pinned back, little things, it seemed like every time you had a great opportunity, you kind of hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the film on some of the penalties. Obviously, they were called, but making sure that we're putting our guys in the best position. Again, when you have some Marshall beaters, you got to get some on the other side. So, we had some penalties that kind of slowed us up. We got to get some more turnovers. We got to get some more sacks. We got to get some more, penalties for the offense. Not what you want to do, but you got to grind through adversity, and that's just part of it. Obviously, those are the things we say, you got to get cleaned up. Those are the areas where the game probably looks a little different if you don't have those, those penalties there that back you up 10, 15 yards. But we were able to overcome them today. We got to learn from it and eliminate them or minimize them. I don't know if you ever play without penalty, but that's the goal. But we got to be able to minimize them and not put us in situations where, they're hurting us, if that makes sense.
When you do get turnovers, how do you create those into points? Because there was a few times where you could have broke their back by getting that ball and then getting a 6 points.
Yeah, I think again you got to kind of have a feel for the game. You can easily come out and say, hey, we got a turnover, let's take a deep shot, or you can say, hey, we got a turnover, our defense is playing really good, let's take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. When you're coaching, you're not just you're one-sided. You got to be both. With the conditions today, it made us think more of, hey, let's try to drive the ball, take a little time off the clock. Obviously, you want to score on every drive, but we could have easily dropped back 47 times and try to chuck it over their head. But that wouldn't be advantageous to our players and the conditions that we were in. So we thought, the best thing for us to do was grind it out based on how the defense was playing. And I thought, as the game went on, you kind of saw it start to, we started to lean on a little bit. Those holes got a little bigger. The 3 and 2 yard and 4 yard runs turned into 8, 9, 10, 68. That's the type of team we're going to have to be. I don't know if as we continue through this season that we're going to run into too many more just hand it off and go 80 yards every play. You're going to have to grind it out on both sides of the ball. And today was a good start for us.
How beneficial is a win heading into an off week?
But a win anytime is good in my book. I mean, any win. But I think what we'll be able to do is look at where we have to make major improvements, look at areas where we've got some deficiencies, figure out, 1, can we change the personnel in those spots? Or 2, can we do something scheme-wise to make it more advantageous rather than a deficiency? So those are some things you get a chance to look at, but any win's good. I'll take it any day of the week.
You mentioned Kalen's workload today. I think this is at least the second time he's carried the ball more than 30 times. Pretty confident he can keep up that workload throughout.
If he has to carry it 60 times for us to win, he'll carry it 60 times. And then when he taps out, we'll put the next guy in, he'll carry it 60 times. Whatever we got to do to win. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe 30, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 1, maybe 105. I want to win. And then we'll figure out next week how we can win again. And then we'll figure out how we can win again. So I'm not counting reps. This ain't the NFL where, hey, he's got a rep count. It's, hey, what can we do to win? Who are the best 11 guys on this sideline is going to help us win? Kalen LeBourne, go. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. I mean, Derrick Henry did it. And nobody complained. Everybody thought it was a feat, a mass heroic feat. So maybe he's Derrick Henry Jr. I don't know. The midget version. I don't know.
Does he have that mindset, Coach? He wants the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I went up to him on the sideline. I said, "You good?" He said, "I'm always good." So that's what you're going to have to do. Obviously, you like to be able. And I think again, and I know I'm joking with you, but I think again, when you're able to hit some of the play actions, then you minimize some of those. Well, I mean, we couldn't throw the ball because of well, let me say we couldn't. I chose not to try and throw the ball down the field because of the weather. So now you probably add a few more carries on to that, if that makes sense. Some of the RPO stuff we're doing, we told the quarterback be, handed off, be more handoff conscious because of the weather. So if you do, kind of split some of those, maybe it's not 30, maybe it's 29. So, but that to me is where it goes in, because a lot of what we do is RPO based. A lot of it is based on the look. Well, there's some understanding of the quarterback of, it's a great look, good look, bad look. Great look, I got to throw it. Good look, a little bit of rain, let me hand it off. Bad look, definitely hand it off. So there were probably some areas in there where we made decisions to play team football, right? Play team football. Defense was playing lights out. And all we need to do on offense was keep grinding out, and I think we were able to do that. Obviously, moving forward, we got to be able to be a little bit more balanced. I think that will happen. But next rain game, he better put on his 30 boots, because he may get it 30 times.
As you guys head into this mini bye week, what's kind of the plan? So that they don't, especially, you're hosting Louisiana, and after that bowl game, I'm sure you want to keep their aggression up and stuff. So how, with this mini bye?
Yeah, it's a little bit different because the game falls on a Wednesday, so you don't get a true week preparation. So we'll meet tomorrow, kind of give them the plan. We'll do some things, on the next opponent. We'll do some things developmental-wise. But we have a plan for it. But it's a little bit different than a normal true bye week, because you get a bye week, then you get a week to plan. With the game being on a midweek game, it's a little bit different in our approach.
Yeah, Coach, I kind of just assess the sense of urgency and the energy level, from you guys tonight. Just do you think that was it what you wanted? Do you think it could have been better? And if it wasn't, how do y'all change that going into the Louisiana game?
Yeah, I think we can always be better in anything you do. Whether you post man, sell fries at McDonald's, you can always be better. But I thought our energy was good enough to win. And I thought guys found a way, and there were times there where we hit an adversity patch, and it was, kind of pulling through the mud, trying to get the truck out the mud. And we got it up on good grass and started running. And I think, again, the ebbs and flows of the game is going to have some ebbs and flows in your emotions. But I think, again, staying positive, staying committed, staying locked in. The whole time on the sideline, as frustrated as it was, trying to get it going, guys were still positive. Guys had the right mindset. I think, again, we talked about, last week just kind of coming out of the, whatever that was where we weren't playing great. And I'm not saying we played perfect tonight, but we played good enough to win, and you can build from that. I think, again, anytime you can, have positive reinforcement to corrections, you got a chance to build from it. So if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And just talk a little bit more about Gilmore and his 2 picks. Just kind of just go into a little more just how special.
Yeah, I think, again, you look at the picks, and they weren't just, thrown to him or tipped balls. I think he's doing a really good job right now. I think our whole defensive backfield has improved greatly at playing the ball in the air. Last year we had a little bit of an issue. Whenever the ball went in the air, we kind of panicked and grabbed and pushed, and it cost us down the road, some penalties. But right now they're doing a good job of locking and locating. They're doing a really good job of flipping and turning, and they're trying to pick the ball off, which is good. We tell them you're a receiver that runs backwards, so you got to be as aggressive as the receivers are. And I think you're starting to see that throughout the year. Our guys are really going attacking the ball in the air. Gilmore obviously went and got up 2 today. Bowers got 1. I don't know how many other, did anybody else get any? No, Gilmore got 2. Yeah. So I think, again, you're starting to see the technique and fundamental that they're working every day in practice is starting to show up in the game, and that's what we got to continue to do. Good? Well, appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys back here real soon. So go Herd.